They told me for years there was no money in podcasting. Well, they were all wrong.
And I was a high school English teacher. I was a football and a track coach. And so I would work with kids inside, but because I did a credit recovery as well. Had one kid there fought because they were all inside of a group home, and the group home was high risk. And so if you became a kid who was peaceful, you no longer qualify for this. Dude, I would bring those kids in. It was one kid, he started at a 9th grade my first year. By the end of my second year, he was graduating. Mm-hmm. And so he moved to Wichita, but he would still find me. One time he would find me on social media and just continue to reach out to me. Man, so many kids where they, even from my football players that are in the NFL, reaching back out. Coach T, well, thank you for this. So many stories, man, of just pouring out. The sad part about that, though, as you made those connections, and I would get these kids into this good place, once they became, peaceful and quote unquote normal, then they had to be shipped because they didn't qualify for this facility. Right. So I would build these connections, then lose those pieces. So it's crazy, man, the gift and the curse.
What? That's hard for a kid, right? Because they have this support system that they're so dependent on. Yeah. And then they age out of it. I put that in quotes because what is that? You can't age, you don't age out of things like that. Like, yeah, man. So where do they go after that? Yeah. What typically happens to these kids?
Man, from what I'm seeing, is either you got a family member or you on your own. Like that. That's really what I've been seeing.
How old are they when they go on their own?
18.
18. Yeah. Well, legally, it's because legal. Yeah. That's just, it's just legal. That's just the whole thing. It's just legal.
That's it. So you got a family member that take you in. And these were people who parents were either killed or incarcerated. Yeah. And so there is nobody to fend for them. Which is probably 9 times out of 10 how they will end up in these homes. Because like I say, the home was for violent people, man. So I would have to work with these kids, but you never know when a chair was coming either, bro.
Yeah. I mean, like you have this idea of like, I need to help people, right? Like helping, it's admirable to help people, but you can't save everybody. Is that hard knowing that, listen, some people, no matter how hard you try, you gotta keep knocking, but no one's going to answer.
Yeah. You just keep trying. Look, it's so cliche, but you be that person that you needed when you were younger, right? And so I needed somebody like me. Matter of fact, when my mom went to jail later on, like a few years later, I found somebody that I needed, right? And then they started planting those seeds. Volunteers of America Lighthouse was where I went after school. And so they kind of got me away from the projects and away from so many other things that I would get caught up into from 3 to 6 or 3 to 8 or 3 to 9. And so, man, that's why I got to keep knocking. They'll hear it eventually, or hey.
What drives you to keep knocking? Is it the kids you want to help? Is it your past experiences? Is it a little bit of everything, or is it something we haven't talked about yet?
Man, I think it's a little bit of everything, man, because you can't. I don't think you can give up, right? If you know something and you see that potential. So it's one thing to, kind of keep beating on a dead drum. So you think about how important time is and you maximize your time. But if I see the potential and I see some type of reaction, then I'm going to keep prying until you make that decision. Now, if I see that you're totally turned off and there's no change in your mind, then, you kind of got to let that one go because like you said, you can't save everybody. So part of that serenity prayer is just being able to know the difference, and so that's what it is.